All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bossier City, Louisiana. It is Game 3 today of our 2024 Diamond Youth Baseball 12 and Under Division I Ozone World Series. This pits the state champions from the state of Texas against the state champion from South Carolina. This is, as I said, the third game. We've had two already on this field. The last one a barn burner where Florida hung on to beat Virginia 6-5. We've got four teams already that have won. We've got two more coming up on this round this afternoon. Mississippi, North Carolina, Alabama, Florida have already won. We've got South Carolina, Texas, and then Tennessee and Georgia to decide the last two entries into the winners bracket side of this Division I World Series. Texas is the road team, the champions out of Longview, and here's their lineup. They'll start off with Bryson Mims, the shortstop, batting as he steps up to the plate. Carson Payne will follow him, the catcher. And the pitch on the way. First one is in there for a called strike. Actually, it's the second baseman. They've kind of done the score sheet a little differently, did the folks in Texas. But second baseman's Carson Payne. Batting third is Mason Hackler, the first baseman. So we've got a quick 0-2 count on Bryson Mims. Camden Estes, the pitcher, is batting fourth. Markavian Mumphrey, the catcher, is going to bat in the number 5 spot. Swinging a foul ball. Batting sixth, Jalen Brooks, the left fielder. Logan Biddle in center is going to bat in the 7th spot. Jacob Hamilton, right fielder, will hit 8th. Kason Amos, the third baseman, batting 9th. Graham Poole hitting 10th, and Parker Manchak's going to hit 11th for Texas. The defense for South Carolina after the pitch. And that one inside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. First base is Jake Thompson. Second base is Jackson Howard. At short is Easton Shealy. Dalton Edwards is at third. Miles Grugan in left. Ethan DeRosia in center. Just won a ground ball topper. It's going to be an infield single. Just had a ton of spin on it. And charging in after Dalton Edwards from third base. That ball just kind of spun away from him toward the third base line. So it's an infield single for Mims to begin things for Texas. Kyler Brunson is in right field for South Carolina. Ben Wright is behind the plate, and on the mound is Milo Straninger. Big right-hander who now will face off against Carson Payne, the second baseman for Texas. South Carolina's champion hails from Greer, South Carolina. 753 miles away from us. In the Greenville-Spartanburg counties. They were a 6-0 winner in their state tournament, beating Hilton Head to advance here to the World Series in Bossier City. Pitch on the way. That's a fastball. Off and running is Bryson Mims, who gets in under the tag. He's safe at second base. Texas has a runner in scoring position. Good throw down there from Ben Wright. Just a hair late. Of course, Texas champions hail from down the road in Longview. Other than maybe Magnolia, the closest of any of the teams here. Ball popped up to center field straight away and easily playable for Ethan DeRosia for the first out of the inning. Payne's retired, and here's Mason Hackler coming up, the first baseman for Texas. Winner of this ball game plays back on this field tomorrow at 3:15. They'll take on either Tennessee or Georgia, the winner of that game. All right, stepping in is Hackler now. See the Texas team wearing the colors of the Texas Rangers. Swung on, fouled back to the screen. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Straninger checking that runner. Mims comes back to the plate. Fastball up and in for a swinging strike 2. Camden Estes is waiting on deck for Texas. Team from Texas, coached by Will Payne, Alan Amos, and Brandon Estes are the assistants. South Carolina's Jeff Howard is the manager. Chad Staggs and Dan DeRosia are his assistants. So it's no balls and 2 strikes. Mason Hackler up there. Swung on and missed, went inside again. And Straninger gets his first strikeout of the ball game, and there's 2 away for Texas here in the top of the first with Camden Estes, the pitcher, coming up. Straninger with good fastball, and he can put it inside like that for strikes. He will be effective for his time on the mound. Breaking ball this time as he kind of dropped that arm. Threw that across the plate for strike 1. Markavian Mumphrey is the on-deck hitter for Texas. No balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss by Estes. And now it's 0-2. Straninger impressive so far. That little topper by Mims, with all that spin on it, even more impressive. He got a bat on the ball because the other hitters right now are struggling with him. No balls, 2 strikes. Just misses. Ball 1. Again, Straninger working on keeping Mims close to the bag at second. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3, swing, and he went back to that sweeper sidearm, and that retires the side. Texas picked up no runs, 1 hit. There was no errors and a man left on base. We'll come back for the bottom of the first, scoreless. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the first. Let's do the lineup for South Carolina, the home team in this matchup today. Ben Wright's catching. He's leading things off. Ethan DeRosia is going to bat in the number 2 spot. McKinley Wade is batting 3rd. Milo Straninger is the pitcher. Jake Thompson at first base is going to hit 5th. Kyler Brunson in right field is going to bat 6th. Jackson Howard, the second baseman, batting in the 7th spot. Easton Shealy, the shortstop, hitting 8th. It'll be Dalton Edwards at third base, batting 9th. Charlie Staggs hitting 10th. And Miles Grugan, the left fielder, batting 11th. Here's Texas's defense. First base is Mason Hackler. At second, Carson Payne. At short, Bryson Mims. Third, Kaysen Amos. In the outfield, it's Jalen Brooks in left, Logan Biddle in center, Jacob Hamilton in right. Behind the plate for the team from Texas, Markavian Mumphrey, and on the mound is Camden Estes.
Pitcher for Texas, number 8, Camden Estes.
All right, we're ready to roll. Bottom of the first. South Carolina in the pool play games opened up things with a, let's see, where did they play? Oh, they beat the host from Vivian in their matchup. Texas lost their pool play warm-up game to North Carolina. That's what set up this matchup. First team from Texas a week ago in Division II hailed from just down the road from Longview, up in Diana, where they got all the way to the championship game, but were knocked out by Florida at the end. Just a couple of really good ball games between those two, who were, it felt like head and shoulders the best two teams that were here for Division II last weekend. All right, South Carolina ready now. Ben Wright's going to step in. Right, batting from the right side. We've got 94 degrees. Here's the first pitch. That's up high. Because of that heat, we're going to be taking hydration breaks at the end of every 2 innings. So when we get through the second, we'll take a 5-minute break and let the kids get some water and let the coaches and umpires hydrate as well. We'll do that after the second, the fourth, and hopefully there's no extra innings, or we do it after the sixth as well. All right, 2 balls and no strikes as Estes misses on the first 2. And the umpire wants the running mitten. Well, I don't know if we're taking it out or if I guess we're going to do that. Most of the guys have had it in their back pocket during the game, but some umpire says, no, we're going to take it out. So we'll have it waiting at first base. All right, 2-0 the count. Ben Wright going to step back in there. Here's the pitch from Estes, missing outside, ball 3. Leadoff man got on for Texas, an infield single. Now with a 3-0 count, Ben Wright trying to match that for South Carolina. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Let up a little bit on the breaking ball. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. South Carolina center fielder playing fairly shallow out there. Another breaking ball, that's in there for a strike. Wright thought he had a free pass to first base and almost tossed that bat. He still needs it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's Estes' delivery on the full count pitch, fouled out of play, and we'll do it again. New baseball in, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the first, scoreless game. Here's the 3-2. That one hit in the air to center. Drifting back a couple of steps, Logan Biddle takes that in for the first out of the game. Yeah, there's 1 away now, and number 2 hitter, center fielder Ethan DeRosia coming up.
Down batting, number 11, Ethan DeRosia.
DeRosia batting from the left side. And here's the pitch from Estes. That one hit hard, past or into the area of the diving second baseman Carson Payne. He couldn't quite corral it as it careened off of him, and it's an infield single for Ethan DeRosia. First hit of the game for South Carolina. The first pitch swinging, DeRosia gets on base, and here's McKinley Wade coming up now. Wade, another lefty in this South Carolina order. Ball hit in the air and deep. Center field looked about 3 steps and gave up on it. And there's a 2-run blast from McKinley Wade. And South Carolina's got a 2-0 lead. Logan Biddle knew it off the bat. He took 2 or 3 steps just out of instinct and then just stopped and watched it. First pitch that Wade sees, he deposits over the center field wall, and South Carolina with a 2-0 lead. That's it. Pose for the camera. He drives in DeRosia in front of him, and we didn't see but 2 home runs all of last weekend. We're in the 3rd game, and we've got our first one today. Milo Straninger, the pitcher, up now. And he almost gets hit by a pitch. Ball 1. So a fly out to straightaway center. Infield single by DeRozier and a 2-run home run by McKinley Wade. South Carolina jumps out 2-0 on Texas. Here's Estes' pitch. This one a swing and a miss on the fastball, 1-1. And we'll do this for Texas, folks. Last game, Florida jumped out to a 5-0 lead. Virginia tied that game before Florida had a rally. This one's a towering fly ball to left field. That's caught by Jalen Brooks for the second out of the inning. But you file away in your back pocket about McKinley Wade and later in the game. Florida chose with a 6-5 lead in the 6th inning to walk Cam Brooks from Virginia, not let him hit a ball. He had hit one hard earlier in that game, intentionally walked the go-ahead run on and ended up getting stranded at second base. Jake Thompson, the first baseman, up now. First pitch swinging and missing. Here's the 0-1. This one hit hard, but right back up the box to center field. And it's a 2-out hit for Jake Thompson, third hit of the inning for South Carolina. They haven't hit anything cheap. They've hit them all pretty hard. Sixth hitter in the lineup now, right fielder Kyler Brunson coming up. On deck for South Carolina, Jackson Howard. Fastball a little up, ball one. And Estes stepping off and forcing Thompson back to the bag. Fastball got the edge for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, bottom of the first, 2-0 South Carolina on the strength of a McKinley Wade 2-run homer. That's a strike. Right back in that outside corner, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Kyler Brunson. Wind blowing out toward left. It's starting to pick up from where it was earlier in the day. Swung, a line drive right to short and gobbled up by Bryson Mims, and that'll end the inning. Tell you what, they hit every ball pretty hard, though. 3 of them found fielders. 1 of them found the area behind the center field wall. 2 runs come across, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. After 1 full inning, South Carolina with a 2-0 lead. Texas coming to bat when we return to the 2024 Dixie Youth Baseball World Series. All right, welcome back. Top of the second inning, couple of defensive changes for South Carolina. Out in left field, Charlie Staggs takes over for Miles Grugan. And out in right, home run hitter McKinley Wade takes over. He'll be at the right field spot for Kyler Brunson as Markavian Mumphrey steps in, tries to bunt to get on to lead things off here in the second, and that first pitch was fouled off for strike one. It'll be Mumphrey, Jalen Brooks, and Logan Biddle hitting for the Texas State champions. Here's the pitch from Straninger, Milo Straninger, still on the mound, and that one just misses a little bit wide. One ball and one strike. Swing and a miss. Mumphrey with a big hack. Can't catch up to a Straninger pitch on the outside of the plate, and it's 1-2. Pitch high and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Earlier in the day, we saw a pitcher from North Carolina throw 80 pitches in the game. So it's not out of the reason to see guys go more than 40. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 now for South Carolina's pitcher Milo Straninger as he puts down Markavian Mumphrey to open up the second inning. Mention the pitch numbers for folks maybe tuning in for the first time. If you throw 40 pitches or less, you can pitch the next day. If you go over 40, you got to sit a day. And if you go over 65, you got to sit for 2 days. First pitch to Jalen Brooks. Outside for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out. Top of the second inning. Brooks and Biddle due up here now. Whoa, that came in on the fastball and got him down to first base. Jogs Jalen Brooks. He's lucky he did not have gotten the brunt of that. That ball just grazed him. So Logan Biddle coming up now. Longview with their second base runner of the game. With 1 away, center fielder Logan Biddle up. Jacob Hamilton is the on-deck hitter. Biddle from the left side ready. Milo Straninger checking the runner at first. Here comes the pitch. That one's low for ball 1. Quickly up Ben Wright. He's trying to do his part to keep Jalen Brooks close to the bag at first. And the pitch. Checked his swing, and that pitch is up in the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. Trying to inch his lead a little bit more. Here's the 2-0. He doesn't go. Ground ball. This is going to be towards short and through the hole. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Logan Biddle with the second hit for Texas.
Number 2, Jacob Hamilton.
And right fielder Jacob Hamilton stepping up now. Kason Amos goes into the on-deck circle. 1 away, runners at first and second. And the first pitch Hamilton sees, squares to bunt and bunts it foul, first base side. The inning started with a Mumphrey strikeout. Brooks grazed by a pitch. Biddle with a single pass to shortstop. Bunt attempt again. That one in there for a strike, and now it's 0-2 on Hamilton. Stranger's going to be tough to bunt on anyways. He's fast and he's got different angles, and he comes this time and it's strike 3 looking as he kind of fooled Hamilton on that pitch, and there's 2 out now. 4th strikeout for Milo Straninger. And here's Kason Amos. 2 on, 2 outs. 2-0 lead, top of the second inning. Missing wide on the fastball, ball 1. Graham Poole is the on-deck hitter for Texas. Number 9 hitter in the lineup, Kason Amos. Brooks is at second. Biddle's at first. Straninger's pitch swung on and missed. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. About to be the 30th pitch from Milo Straninger. And swing and a miss for strike 2. All it looked like that was in too far to be in the strike zone. Here's the 1-2. Throw down to third, and they're going to get Jalen Brooks trying to steal the base, and that's where the inning's going to end. Texas picks up no runs. There was one hit, no errors, and a man left on. Bottom of the second coming up, still 2-0 South Carolina with the lead. You're watching the 2024 Diamond Youth Baseball World Series. All right, bottom of the second inning, Texas with a defensive substitution as Parker Manchak comes in left field for Jalen Brooks. Carson Payne's going to move over to third base, where he started the game at second. And let's see, shifting over to second base is Graham Poole. Camden Estes back to work as South Carolina brings up Jackson Howard, Easton Sheely, and Dalton Edwards. 7, 8, 9 hitters in their lineup. Quickly, it's no balls, 1 strike to Howard. Now it's 0-2 as he fouls back another one. Camden Estes working here in the second inning. Pitch count for Milo Straninger, 31 after his 2 innings worth of work. If you're Texas, you're just waiting out him getting out of this game. Ground ball toward third. Payne's got it. Throw is on the money, and there's one away. Mason Hackler over there at first. And with 1 away, Easton Sheely, the shortstop, steps up for South Carolina. Pitch a little up, ball 1. Dalton Edwards waits on deck now. Fastball, this one hit well to right, but there is Jacob Hamilton to bring it in for the second out of the inning. Ball's not traveling great to right today. We had a ball that we thought in the last game was going to be a home run and kind of got knocked down by a wind that's blowing out to left. So balls in that direction don't seem to be flying well. Of course, the one that was hit earlier by McKinley Wade was a no-doubter. That was straightaway center field. So there's 2 outs now, and I'm not sure why we've got conversations going on again. Let's see. What we got going? Field umpires are having some discussion with the South Carolina coaches. Apparently the issue in the eyes of the South Carolina coaches were that Jacob Hamilton, while he caught that ball, bobbled that ball, And they were trying to make the argument that he didn't catch it. The umpire says, no, he had it long enough. It was the out. So there's 2 away. And strike 1 to Dalton Edwards, now the third baseman. Two outs here in the bottom of the second. We're going to take our hydration break at the end of this inning. That one's shot foul, and now it's no balls and 2 strikes. South Carolina with the 2-0 lead. Got those 2 runs on a no-doubt home run in the first inning. And the pitch on the way, that one inside. Home plate umpires putting on the attempt for an Academy Award. He acted like he got shot there. Instead, pitch outside. Poor Dalton Edwards looked back. Are you okay? Are you all right? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's Estes' pitch at 2-2, high and away. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Charlie Staggs is on deck. And the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking, and that will end the inning. First strikeout for Camden Estes, and it ends a perfect second inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. We've got our 5-minute hydration break. We'll take that. We'll bring you back with the video part. We'll talk again when the kids get back on the field ready for inning number 3. It's 2-0 South Carolina with the lead. You're watching the 2024 DYB World Series.
pitches. Who's up for Texas?
All right, we'll welcome you back. Texas coming to bat here in the top of the third. Kason Amos leading things off. He was at the plate when Jalen Brooks got thrown out. So he comes back with a brand new count, gets to see some more of Milo Straninger. Been on the mound for 2 innings, got 4 strikeouts. He's allowed 2 base hits. First pitch fouled back by Amos.
Number 16, Kason Amos.
And that's strike 1. Way outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 33 pitches now for Milo Straninger. We'll see what South Carolina's strategy is going to be concerning how they want to handle their star pitcher. And if they are worried more about winning this game today and leaving him out there longer maybe than you normally would. 2 balls and 1 strike. That one high and inside, 3-1. Kyler Brunson, by the way, has come back into the game. He's at third base. Miles Grugan came back in left field. South Carolina. 2-0 lead. Carolina with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the first for the only run so far. That one's called strike. And the count fills up 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the full count pitch fouled out. We'll do it again. Amos has seen plenty of pitches now from Straninger. He's basically had 2 consecutive at-bats to gauge what he's being thrown. And here's the 3-2 again. And he fouls up. Well, let's see, lifts this one in the air. It's going to be right along the line, but caught over there by McKinley Wade. I guess that was a fair ball. Stayed just on the side of the line for out number 1. Straninger with 38 pitches. Here's Graham Poole coming up now, the number 10 hitter in the Texas lineup. First pitch, outside, ball 1. So for Coach Jeff Howard, let's see what the decision's going to be after this pitch. One ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch from Straninger. Well, they're going to ask for an appeal. He did not go around, so it's 2-0 now, and that's 40 pitches. And South Carolina's coach poked his head out of the dugout, but not to get rid of his pitcher, but to move the Texas on-deck hitter. So the answer is Milo Straninger stays out there and then throws a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1. Missing a little high and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. This bottom part of the order, if they're going to pull a lot of pitches out of Straninger, they're actually doing their team a solid here. Here's the 3-1. Ball 4. So Graham Poole gets on base. That's the first base on balls. And Milo Straninger's handed out. Now it's Parker Manshak, number 11 hitter. So 1 on, 1 out. Top of the third. Pitch high, ball 1. It's the variety of strike zones. Shorter guys make it really tough, especially for a taller pitcher. It's a smaller zone to be able to pinpoint and work on. ball, no strikes. Here's the delivery. That one's a swinging strike, and it's 1-1. Felt like Straninger let up just a little bit. One ball, one strike. Missing a little wide, 2-1. And he's asking home plate umpire, was that wide? And the umpire said, yes, it was. That's why I called it a ball. 2-1. Stranger, long look over at first. Runner without a very big lead there. Coming back and high and outside again. Well, the count 3-1 now, and almost feels like Stranger lost a little bit of his edge or a little bit of speed on his pitches. He's certainly having trouble finding the strike zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. Came back there with a strike, and now it's 3-2 again. Top of the order, Bryson Mims is the on-deck hitter. Here's the full count. Stranger's pitch. Got him on the outside part of the plate. Parker Manchak began his run down to first, but he needs to take a hard right turn. Umpire says that was strike 3. So with 2 away, here's Mims. Mims had that weird grounder with all that side spin on it to open up the game and got on with that infield single. So the first pitch low for ball 1. 5 strikeouts now for Milo Straninger. This one hit right back to him. He gloves that and nonchalantly throws to first base to retire Mims after his 51st pitch. No runs for Texas. They had no hits and 1 man left on base. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. South Carolina with a 2-0 lead for the 2024 Diamond Youth Baseball World Series. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 2-0 South Carolina with the lead. 96 degrees. It feels like 101 out there. Wind has picked up all of a sudden. We had a pretty strong gust just blowing out to left field. It says, according to the Weather Channel app, that wind's blowing at about 4 miles an hour, but those are gusty winds much above 4. Any ball maybe get hit up in the air in left field may be problematic. We're under a heat advisory until 8 o'clock tonight. We'll start tomorrow in the heat of the day. It's Sunday, which means we get a 1 o'clock start time. We have a 1-ish, a 3:30-ish, and a 5:30-ish.
I got 13 and 7 coming out.
Thank you.
All right, so Texas goes back onto the mound with Looks like Carson Amos is going to be back in the game at third base. And Jalen Brooks coming back in left field. And at the moment, we've got Carson Payne has come out of the game. Estes still on the mound pitching. Graham Poole is staying in the game. So we're moving folks around. Poole's over at second base now, where he actually played the last inning. Payne had been at third base after he moved following the second inning. You don't need to know. Oh, just know this. It's Amos back at third and Brooks back at left field. And there's a topper. It's foul for strike number one. South Carolina's Charlie Staggs up there leading off the inning.
Now batting number 8, Charlie Staggs.
Staggs, Miles Grugan, and back to the top of the order, Ben Wright. Camden Estes ready. The 0-1 swung on ground ball. In and out of the glove. Mims tries to recover and makes an off-balance throw and throws it away. And Staggs going to be safe on the error.
Now batting number 10, Miles Grugan.
So Miles Grugan, the left fielder, coming up, the number 11 hitter in the South Carolina order. Ben Wright, the on-deck hitter. There's discussion about that ball that got past first baseman Mason Hackler on the throw by Mims, but the runner doesn't automatically get to move up. 31 pitches now for Estes. They show bunt, and that's a called strike because Grugan couldn't make contact, and it pulled Cason Amos way in now. He's at about softball depth for a third baseman. And bunt shown again. That one another strike. Snap throw down to first, but not in time. Markavian Mumphrey keeping the base runner close. So no balls and 2 strikes. This one swing and a miss. And that's the strikeout number 1 here in the inning. First out of the inning. Back to the top of the order, Ben Wright coming up next. Wright flew out to center his first time up. First pitch, a little bit high, I guess, ball 1. South Carolina's got Charlie Staggs at first base. There's 1 out, we're back to the top of the order. That's a pitch for a strike. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike to Wright. Ethan DeRosia is the on-deck hitter for South Carolina. The pitch, swing and a miss, and 1-2 now. Estes has thrown 37 pitches. And soon it will be decision time for Coach Will Payne. Ground ball foul, third base side. And it stays 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Camden Estes is at 38 pitches.
All right, right back in there now. 1-2 the count. Here's a pitch from Estes outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So we'll find out in 1 more pitch what it is that Coach Payne wants to do. This one hit into left center. It's going to get down. Base hit, and runners are at first and second now for South Carolina. Their first hit since Jake Thompson's single back in the first. And looks like it's about to be pitching change time. Coach Payne coming out. Yeah, looks like we've got a couple of changes going on. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys heading into the dugout either for glove switches or I would guess. It's like a hockey line change. 4 in, 4 out. Anyway, we'll get a pitching change coming up. Looks like Poole may be going to the mound. We'll take a timeout. They'll bring a new pitcher in. We'll figure out where all the guys went and see if we can get them back on the field when we return here to the DYB World Series.
Now pitching for Texas, number 10, Logan Biddle.
Ay, ay, ay. All right, Texas with a bunch of changes. We've got, first of all, new pitcher. That's Logan Biddle. It comes in from center field. We'll start with him. Old pitcher Camden Estes goes to shortstop. Old shortstop Bryson Mims goes to first base. Old first base Mason Hackler goes to left. Old left fielder Jalen Brooks goes to center. And Carson Payne came back in the game. Graham Poole checked out of the game. That's what we got, supposedly. And we're back at it now. Batter looks familiar, maybe so. Ethan DeRosia, who singled in front of McKinley Wade and walked in on Wade's 2-run homer. Counts 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0. Logan Biddle misses outside. It's a 2-0 lead. 40 pitches exactly for Estes as he threw 2 1/3 innings. Gave up the 2 runs on the homer. It's one swing and a miss. Runners are going to move up to second and third on the wild pitch. Estes struck out 2. He did not hand out no walks, and gave up a total of 4 hits. Of course, the 2 guys on base right now happen to belong to him as well. Pitch called strike, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Inning started with Staggs reaching on an error by the shortstop. Strikeout to Grugan. Wright singled. DeRosia is going to chop this one toward Mims. He'll take the ball himself to first base as South Carolina picks up another run. Staggs comes in to score, and there's 2 away. Ben Wright advances up to third. And actually, there's a runner in for Wright. I believe it's Grugan that's in there running. So here's McKinley Wade, who first at bat hit the first home run on this field this week in Division I. 2-run homer. He's got a lefty-lefty matchup now. See if Texas decides to pitch to him or not. And it looks like they are. Logan Biddle's ready, and here comes the first pitch. That's low and away, ball 1. If he gets on, Milo Straninger is the on-deck hitter. Here's the pitch. This one hit over the head of the shortstop into left center. Long running. Here goes Wade going for second base. He'll stand up with a double. Another run comes in as Ben Wright's position scores to now make it a 4-0 lead.
Now batting number 44, Milo Straninger.
I don't know if you heard behind us, but I heard the MVP chants going on already for McKinley Wade. Yeah, he's got a double and a homer in 2 at-bats. I don't know if he'll get 4 at-bats in this game, but you never know. Milo Straninger up now. He flew out to left first time up. Throw back there behind Wade. He's driven in 3 of the 4 runs that South Carolina's picked up. Fastball misses wide to Straninger for ball 1. Make it, yeah, ball 1. Left field playing pretty deep. It's Hackler's back there. Pitch misses. McKinley Wade thought about it. Mumphrey going to throw back behind him towards second base. They almost got him. Mumphrey with a cannon behind the plate. And the count's 2 balls, no strikes now to Milo Straninger. He's thrown 51 pitches already as the starting pitcher for South Carolina. Ball 3 down low. And they'll show bunt on 3-0. That ball's ball 4. McKinley Wade going to take the extra base on the pitch that got away from Mumphrey. So runners are at the corners now.
Now batting number 12, Jake Thompson.
And number 5 hitter Jake Thompson up. He singled in the first inning. Texas gave up 2 in the first, 2 more here in the third. And we'll get a runner for Straninger, and that means Ethan DeRocha comes back in to run. All right, Thompson will step in now. Kyler Brunson on deck for South Carolina. Throw over toward first. Well, no, just a look at the throw. Yeah, got him with a balk. Yep, that cost Texas a run as McKinley Wade just came trotting in. As Logan Biddle committed the balk to make it a 5-0 lead. Straninger's spotter now. DeRocha down to second. Thompson with a swinging strike 1. And that's strike 2. By the way, the 2 runs that scored of the 3, the first 2 belonged to Camden Estes, so he gave up 4 runs in his appearance. There's a foul tip. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Markavian Mumphrey, and we got another pitch coming. Oh, 0-2 pitch. Ball 1. Logan Biddle trying to end this inning and get Texas bats back out there. Here's the 1-2. This one topped towards third. That's foul ball, touched in foul territory. Maybe good luck for Texas on that one. Jason Amos was in an awkward fielding position and going to have to make the throw to get the speedy Jake Thompson. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes, and now South Carolina's wanting to have a discussion about fair or foul ball. Not much argument about that. You may have heard the guys in the press box basically saying ball was on the foul side of the line. All right, so 1 ball, 2 strikes again. Logan Biddle goes back to the mound. Face Jake Thompson. Here's the pitch. This one hit back toward Biddle. He can't grab it, but second baseman does. They make the throw, and that will retire the side. South Carolina, however, picks up 3 runs. There was 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. 5-0 the score. We'll come back for the top of the 4th when we return to the 2024 DYB World Series. All right, welcome back. Top of the 4th inning, South Carolina with a 5-0 lead over Texas. Defensive change, Dalton Edwards in the game at second base for South Carolina. And for Texas, it's Carson Payne leading things off, number 2 hitter in their batting order. He looks at a couple of pitches that miss, 2 balls and no strikes. Mason Hackler and Camden Estes to follow, as Milo Straninger still on the mound for South Carolina. It's that one. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. At 65 pitches, you still can come back in 36 hours. You get that 66 pitch, you're out for 2 days. That's a called strike. 2-2 now. So if that's the case, you would think that probably 10 pitches left in the arsenal for Milo Straninger. But again, we saw someone throw 80 earlier today. There's a swing and a miss, and Payne not happy with himself and slams down his bat at that strikeout.
Now batting, number 11.
First of the
Mason
inning,
Hackler.
6 for Straninger now. One of those was Mason Hackler. He struck out back in the 1st inning. Swing and a miss, the first one. Got to give Hackler credit. He does not get cheated out of cuts. His first time up there, he went up swinging away. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the delivery. That one way wide. Remember, it is hot outside. It's about 96. We've got a heat index of a little bit above 100. Those guys on the mound are working today. Here's the 1-1. Fastball high, 2-1. And of course, anybody out there watching saying, what about those catchers wearing all that extra? Yes, they're working too. Swing and a miss. 2-2. I'm telling you, Hackler is legit about taking cuts. Two balls, 2 strikes. And he doesn't cut it that one and strikes out looking for the 2nd out of the inning. So Straninger's at 61. 2 outs here in the 4th, and Camden Estes coming up. Estes struck out looking in the 1st. And we're getting the coach out again, who wants to talk to the home plate umpire. Milo Straninger has given up 2 hits. Texas has left 3 runners on base. He struck out 7 so far. And I think there's just a little clarification about how long does he have to be out if he crosses that 65th pitch. And the rule, according to what we have printed, is it's 48 hours. All right, so Estes is in. Markavian Mumphrey in the on-deck circle. Texas down 5-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. And Straninger's pitch, ball 1, little off the plate. That one's knee-high fastball for a strike. Estes shaking his head. Yeah, that was there. 1-1 the count. That's right behind it for strike 2. So 65th pitch is the next one coming up. 64. Coach is asking, what's the pitch count?
64. 64.
All right, so by that, you kind of think this is the last pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's Straninger's delivery, and he misses just outside the zone, and that'll be the last pitch he throws. So Milo Straninger gave South Carolina a 5-0 lead in 3 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 7, gave up 2 hits. Walked 1, hit 1 batter. So Straninger's day on the mound is done. Looks like Ethan DeRozier's coming in to get ready to pitch. We'll let him warm up. We'll take a break. We're coming right back. All right, welcome back. Ethan DeRozier warming up. We'll have the conversation by the end of the day about who's maybe the best pitcher here. You can make an argument that Milo Straninger belongs in that conversation. Lucas Baker threw a no-hitter through 5 1/3 innings worth for his team from North Carolina. You're going to have that conversation. It's going to have to include him as well. Right now, Ethan DeRozier comes in. He becomes the starting or relief pitcher, rather, for South Carolina. He's got to inherit a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Camden Estes with 2 outs here in the 4th. All right, Estes will step in. Who went to center field, Mr. Zach Doty? You didn't pay attention. It's all right. All right, well, the 2-2 pitch on the way from DeRozier. Whoa, and half the infield started going in, thinking that was strike 3. And instead, home plate umpire says, no, that was not. Kyler Brunson, by the way, went into center field for South Carolina. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. This one, ground ball foul, first base side. And we'll do 3 and 2 again. Base is empty, 2 outs, top of the 4th. This one's a ground ball toward first. DeRozier trying to cover the bag. He's not getting there in time. Infield single from Estes, who just beats out the play. That's a tough ball all over the place. First baseman for South Carolina having to leave the bag to go get it. DeRozier's got to cover, and a very speedy Camden Estes got down that line in a hurry. Jake Thompson fielded it, was taking him away from the bag. There's no way he was going to be able to reverse course and get to it. And again, just the speed of Estes beating out the fielder. So here's Mumphrey up now. Markavian struck out first time up. It's a different ball game now. Straninger out of it. So with a 1-0 count, here's the pitch. This one's swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mumphrey with a big swing. By the way, Straninger had struck out the previous 3 batters in a row before he came out of the game. That's a strike, and now it's 1-2. Markavian Mumphrey. DeRozier's pitch. Swing and a miss. Tell you what, he came in and he didn't seem to miss a beat. He strikes out Mumphrey to end the inning. 3 strikeouts in the inning. No runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. Texas has left on 4 through 4 innings. They still trail 5-0. South Carolina coming to bat when we return here to the DYB 2024 World Series. All right, welcome back. Bottom of the 4th. We'll take our second hydration break after this half inning. Graham Poole back in the game at second base for Texas as Carson Payne moves back over in that direction to third base. Logan Biddle working his second inning on the mound. He came in relief midway through the 3rd inning, backing up Camden Estes. 5-0 South Carolina. They picked up 2 in the 1st on a bomb by McKinley Wade. 3 in the 3rd inning. Wade's got a home run, a double, and 3 runs batted in so far. As at the moment, he and pitcher Milo Straninger have been the standouts. Texas trying to hold this game at 5-0. Kyler Brunson, the new center fielder for South Carolina, going to lead off. Jackson Howard, Easton Sheely to bat. This is 6, 7, 8 hitters in the lineup for South Carolina. So Logan Biddle finishing up his warm-ups, and in steps Kyler Brunson. We start the bottom of the 4th inning. This is a 6-inning game.
Number 31, Kyler Brunson.
Winner gets to move on and take on either Tennessee or Georgia, and the last look at that game was Georgia with a 2-1 lead. All right, we're ready now. First pitch from Biddle. That's a called strike. Brunson lined out to the shortstop his first time out. Swung, Hit up the middle. That's going to be a base hit into center field by Kyler Brunson. So the leadoff man on for South Carolina.
Now batting, number 7, Jackson.
Jackson Howard, who grounded out his first time up, comes up. Brunson's hit is the 6th one for South Carolina today. Ground ball toward third. Payne under his glove. Shortstop with a long throw and got it. Wow, what a throw over there. I believe that was Estes who started the game on the mound. Just fired that ball across. It looked like there was no chance at all. And when the ball got underneath Payne, it looked like that was going to be an infield single, and instead Estes guns down the runner. Kyler Brunson advanced to second base on the play. But impressive play in the hole for the Texas shortstop. And timeout now as Easton Sheely's coming up. Runner at second base and 1 away. Dalton Edwards, the on-deck hitter. South Carolina having a strategy meeting now. All right, they're ready now. All right, so the lefty Easton Sheely, who flew out to right field first time up, comes up to the plate. Pitch called strike. Logan Biddle in relief. Hasn't been hit terribly hard. Probably the hardest hit ball was the one Wade hit for the double. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Sheely checks his swing. Here's the pitch on a ball and a strike. That one's high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Easton Sheely, the shortstop for South Carolina. And that pitch catches the outside part of the plate. Biddle's going to throw his 25th pitch with the next one he throws. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Missing low, 3-2. Coming to you live from Bossier City, Louisiana. Hot, humid Saturday afternoon. First day of wins and losses that counts in the Division I Ozone Series. This one lifted to left and camping underneath it for the out is Parker Manshak, who's out there. So there's 2 away now. And Dalton Edwards steps into the batter's box. He struck out looking the first time up. Logan Biddle working his 2nd inning worth of work. Came in the 3rd. That's a strike. Biddle seems like he's settling in now. He's still got another 13 pitches before they have to make a decision about him. But right now, getting this out and stopping that runner from scoring is a big deal. 1 ball, 1 strike on the pitch outside. Kyler Brunson's the runner at second for South Carolina. Fastball punched foul first base side. And it's 1-2. Charlie Staggs on deck for South Carolina. Way outside, that's going to let the runner advance to third. So the wild pitch by Biddle lets Brunson go down to scoring position even closer, 70 feet away now. Dalton Edwards with a chance for an RBI for South Carolina. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that's strike 3, and that's how the inning's going to come to an end. South Carolina had no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and a man left on base. They've left on 3 through 4 innings, and with that being the end of the 4th, we'll take our 5-minute hydration break. We'll come back to live action when the players get back on the field as you're watching the 2024 DYB World Series.
1 minute.
All right, we welcome you back to Bossier City, Louisiana for the 12 and under Ozone World Series Division 1. We did Division 2 last week. Avon Park, Florida claimed that crown. This one's still very much up in the air as we're just playing day 1. Tomorrow we'll start losing teams through elimination. Bossier and the host city and the home state, Louisiana, will square off for a second straight weekend. They won't last past, at least one of them won't last past the second game. All right, Texas coming to the plate here in the top of the 5th now. We've got Jalen Brooks, Logan Biddle, Jacob Hamilton, the 6, 7, 8 hitters, as they face Ethan DeRosia. Starter for South Carolina, Milo Straninger, is out. DeRosia came in relief and shut the door on a bit of a Texas rally that may have been going on in the 4th inning. By rally, I mean they had a base runner. They didn't have much against Straninger. Swing and a miss. And it counts no balls and 1 ball, 2 strikes rather, to Jalen Brooks. Brooks was hit by a pitch first time up. And he strikes out here as he took a hack at one, looked like out of the strike zone for the first out of the 5th inning. Logan Biddle up now. Biddle with a single in the 2nd. Of course, he started this game in center field. He's moved to the mound. He's got a base hit. And trying for a second one. DeRosia's pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Pitch up high. We started this tournament with 12 teams. Pool played yesterday to kind of set where everybody was going to play. We've done first round today, as this is the last of the first round time games. We've got Georgia and Tennessee in the other field. Georgia now with a 3-1 lead over Tennessee. They're in about the same place in the game that we are. South Carolina with a 5-0 lead here over Texas. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch is high, 2-2. That one swung on, fouled back as well. 2 straight. Hit back to the screen off the bat of Logan Biddle. And the pitch, this one grounded to DeRosa. Stretches, grabs it, throws in time to retire Logan Biddle for the second out of the inning. This is a pretty straightforward matchups coming up. Winner's going to get the winner of Tennessee, Georgia, and the loser of this game will play at 1 o'clock tomorrow. That'll be the first game over on field 9, taking on the loser of Tennessee, Georgia. Fastball misses to Jacob Hamilton, who struck out back in the 2nd inning. Texas batters have struck out 9 times in this game. That pitch misses outside, 2-0. Kason Amos is the on-deck hitter. make it 3-0 as he misses high and away. 20th pitch for DeRosa now, since he came in relief of starter Milo Straninger, who went 65 pitches. That's a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. And that's ball 4. So first walk handed out by Ethan DeRosa. Straninger walked 1 as well. So it's 2 base on balls that South Carolina pitchers have handed out to Texas hitters. Kason Amos up now. He flew out to right his first time up. And first pitch missing outside. It tends to be the pattern here. You get the first couple outs and then the struggles start to set in for pitchers. This one high, ball 2. And looks like South Carolina's coach wants to have a visit. 5-0 is not an insurmountable lead by any stretch, as we saw Florida's 5-0 lead evaporate in 2 innings before they rallied to win in the last game we saw. Don't want DeRosa to put more base runners on if you're South Carolina's coach Jeff Howard. That's plenty. In fact, he's pointing to the scoreboard. Look at what we got. We've got a 5-0 lead. Throw some strikes. Kason Amos, he's now got the advantage of a 2-0 count. Graham Poole's the on-deck hitter for Texas. So Hamilton goes back to first. 2-0 count to Amos. Texas needing base runners. There's a strike. Caught the outside part of the plate, and that got a rousing cheer from the South Carolina fans. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch is a called strike. Attempted steal by Hamilton, and he does steal the base. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes as Jacob swipes second. DeRosa trying to fight back into this count. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ball hit a looping thing into, shallow right, but there with the glove is Jake Thompson, who snags that just before a potential collision with his second baseman, Jackson Howard, and that's how the inning's going to come to an end. A little soft line out to the first baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs for Texas. There were no hits. And another runner left on base. They've left 1 on in every inning. That's 5 through 5. Bottom of the 5th coming up next. 5-0 lead, South Carolina in control when we come back to the DYB 2024 World Series. right, welcome back. Bottom of the fifth inning. Chuck Zach along with you as we're coming at you live from Bossier City's Tinsley Sports Complex. It's the 12 and under Diamond Youth Baseball Division I Ozone World Series. First pitch, that's a foul ball. The umpire keeps pointing foul, and Charlie Staggs keeps running at him. Staggs leading off things for South Carolina here in the fifth. He was the number 10 hitter in the lineup, so it's 10, 11, and 1 for South Carolina. Staggs reached on an error his first time up, scored a run. South Carolina with a 5-0 lead. They scored 2 on a 2-run homer by McKinley Wade in the first. They added 3 more in the third. Big blow in that was a Wade double. Count 0-2 now, make it 1-2 as Texas pitcher Logan Biddle out there still working. He's come in relief of Camden Estes. And that pitch misses low. That's 35th pitch for Biddle. So we may see a pitching change before this inning's over. That's strike 3 looking. First out of the inning. And for Logan Biddle, that's his second strikeout. So there's one away. Miles Grugan, who struck out in the third inning, steps it. And then back to Ben Wright. South Carolina's got their 5 runs, courtesy of 6 hits at the moment. They've left 3 runners on base. There's strike 1 to Grugan. Low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Loser of this game plays at 1 o'clock. First game of the day tomorrow, because we have Sunday morning services tomorrow. And the winner will play at 3:15 tomorrow. This one fouled, first base side. And that's pitch number 39. And Biddle should have probably 1 more left in him. And at that point in time, Will Payne's probably going to make the decision to bring in a new arm. This is a foul ball, and the count stays 1-2, but that was pitch number 40, and right away we get a timeout from the Texas dugout. And it looks like we're going to get a new pitcher. We'll let Texas warm up a new arm. We'll take a break and we'll come right back. You're watching Dixie Youth Baseball's 2024 World Series live from Bossier City, Louisiana. All right, Graham Poole heading to the mound. He will become the 3rd Texas pitcher of the day, and he inherits the count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's on Miles Grogan. Pitcher Logan Biddle stays in the game. He heads back to his original center field. Jalen Brooks over to left field now. Here's the first pitch from Poole. Breaking ball. Got him, and that's strike 3. Well, that's not bad. You come in and get one pitch, and you get one strikeout. And here's Ben Wright, top of the order. Nobody on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. Ben Wright, who's singled and flown out. Faces Poole, who hits the outside part of the plate with strike 1. Camden Estes started this. Logan Biddle in relief. And there's the curveball from Texas's third pitcher, Graham Poole. Pitch misses outside, 1-1. Tell you what, you do away with the at-bats for McKinley Wade, and this is a much different game. He has been the guy with the bat that's changed the direction of this game. Counts 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Ben Wright. Now they're going to change it 2-1 now. Wright stepped down. Well, wait a minute. I've only had 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Now it's 3-1. Ethan DeRosia is on deck, and if he gets on, you get another crack at McKinley Wade. Here's the 3-1. Filthy breaking ball, and it's 3-2 now, and he had Ben Wright convinced he had a free pass. Here's the 3-2 from Poole. Now it is ball 4 as he bounces that one in there. So base on balls, gets Ben Wright on. Let's see if we're going to get a runner for the catcher.
Now batting, number 11, Ethan DeRosia.
Apparently they're going to let Wright run for himself. So DeRosia comes in. DeRosia has singled and grounded out. And he hits this one right back to Poole, headed in his glove. Can't make a throw to second base, and the runners are going to be safe. And tell you what, getting up and trying to go to third base and sliding in safely is Wright. And runners are on the corners now.
Now batting, number 6.
For McKinley Wade. There's a shot back at the glove that Poole had for a second. When he shot out of his glove, he tried to go get it and make a throw to second base to force out Wright. And that throw went into center field and allowed Wright to get up and scramble over to third base. So here's Wade. He's got a 2-run homer and an RBI double. And first pitch, he turns on, and that's going to be extra bases in the right field corner. 1 run scores. Wade's going to pull up at second base, and it's 6-0 South Carolina. We can start the MVP chants again.
Now batting, number 44, Milo Straninger.
4 runs batted in, 3 for 3, a homer and 2 doubles for McKinley Wade. And here's Milo Straninger. Flew out and walked. And they're going to put Milo Straninger on intentionally with a free pass. So Jake Thompson's coming up. Thompson flown out and, he has grounded out and singled. He's 1 for 2. Well, bases loaded for South Carolina. They're up 6-0 already, 2 outs. Graham Poole trying to get out of this. Hard ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. 1 run scores. Second one being waved around. He's going to come in to score. It's 8-0 South Carolina as the runners move up another base. Thompson with his second hit of the game. He drove in 2 runs.
Now batting number 31, Tyler Brunson.
And now it's an 8-0 lead with runs 9 and 10 on base. And if Kyler Brunson gets on base. They may end this with a 10-0 win. They made the choice to pitch to Thompson instead of Straninger, and Thompson made it paid for it. Fastball, strike one. Brunson's lined out to short and singled himself. Oh, he hits this one hard to left and caught by Jalen Brooks. Hit it on the button, but Park held it and Brooks went back and got it, and that's how the inning's going to come to an end. But South Carolina, 2-out rally. They pick up 3 runs on 3 hits, and they leave 2 men on base. 8-0 the score. We'll come back for the top of the 6th when we return here on Game Day. All right, we're back for the top of the 6th inning. Texas with a little heavy lifting to do. They trail 8-0. And we'll have Graham Poole, Parker Manshak, and then Bryson Mims scheduled to face Ethan DeRosia, second pitcher for South Carolina. Miles Grugan back into the game in left field for South Carolina. South Carolina with 8 runs on 9 hits. They've left 5 men on base. McKinley Wade with 3 of those hits. Fastball a little high and outside for ball 1. Texas no runs, 3 hits. They left a man on in every inning. That's 5 left on. And it counts 1-1 now to Graham Poole. He walked his first time up back in the 3rd inning. Fastball high, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's ball 3. DeRosia feels a little bit like he's overthrowing. That may just be early in the inning, though. Again, he's had his coach come out and point out, you got a big lead, just throw strikes, and he throws one here to make it a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, and that one came in, and it was ball 4. And that's going to put the leadoff man on for Texas. Neighboring field, we had Georgia with a lead over Tennessee. Last score we saw was 3-1, and that's the final. Oh, 6-1. That's the final score over there. So we've got Georgia advancing, which means the winner of this game will take Georgia at 3:15 tomorrow. And the loser's going to get Tennessee at 1 o'clock. And here's the pitch. That's apparently inside for ball. 1 ball, no strike. Parker Manshak up there. Ball 2. Manshak struck out back in the 3rd inning. 2 balls, no strikes. That's a strike, 2-1. Bryson Mims, the top of the order, waiting on deck for the kids from Longview, Texas. Way inside. And it's a 3-1 count. The DeRozier, who just had to come in and put the ball in the strike zone with an 8-0 lead, is now scuffling along here. And he misses on that one and kind of gives a smile like, you're kidding me, right? Back-to-back walks to open up the inning. Texas has 2 runners on, and Carson Payne coming up. And on the 38th pitch that DeRozier has thrown, see if the coach, who's now calling timeout, wants to go out and see his pitcher, and probably will make a pitching change here. 38 pitches he's used. So now for Jeff Howard, what's the decision? You can't let him throw anymore, and that's going to be all. He'll take the ball from DeRozier. And we're going to bring in a fresh arm with nobody out here in the 6th. And the baseball is going to be handed to Dalton Edwards. He's going to be the 3rd pitcher for South Carolina as he starts his warm-ups. We'll take a quick timeout. We're going to come right back.
Now pitch number 24.
All right, welcome back. Top of the 6th inning. South Carolina with the 8-0 lead, but Texas has runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Top of the order coming up in Bryson Mims. Line on DeRozier, through 38 pitches, went 1 1/3 innings. 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 hit. No runs, but the 2 on base are his responsibility. And the new pitcher, Dalton Edwards, who started the game at 3rd base. That spot now occupied by Kyler Brunson as DeRozier goes back out to center. This one hit to left field. That's going to get down for a hit. And the ball dropped by the left fielder. 1 run's going to be waved around to score, and it's an 8-1 lead.
Now batting number 7, Carson Payne.
So Texas has runners at 1st and 2nd. Graham Poole's spot came in to score. Parker Manchak at 2nd base. And Mims at 1st with Carson Payne up. Payne 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. He looks at a first pitch for a called strike. That one missing wide, 1 ball, 1 strike. Still nobody out here in the 6th. Texas still got a long way to climb, but they've gotten the bottom part of the order on. And now they're back around to the top, 2-1. Mason Hackler and Camden Estes, the next 2 scheduled hitters for Texas. This one popped up. It'll be called for, and the catch made by shortstop Easton Sheely for out number 1. There's Hackler coming up. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Number 11, Mason Hackler.
First pitch, swinging miss as he slams down the bat. Edwards, off-speed pitch. Hackler trying to wait on it, and finally pulled the trigger. No balls, 1 strike. Manshak at second, Mims at first. 1 out here in the 6th. Another looping one, that one a little bit too high. And it's a ball and a strike. Camden Estes, the on-deck hitter for Texas. This inning started with back-to-back walks to the numbers 10 and 11 hitters. This one looped into right field and just foul for strike number 2. Hackler just got a little bit underneath that, and it started slicing on him. So runners go back to first and second. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Mason Hackler. Here's the pitch. That's another looping pitch. That's up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 swung on, ground ball wide to third. And we'll go back and do it again. So Hackler's fouled 1 down the right field line, now 1 down the left field line. And the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dalton Edwards trying to close this down for South Carolina. Texas trying to make a miraculous comeback. Hackler grounds this one into left field. That's a base hit. And the ball gets underneath the glove of the left fielder. 1 run scores. Second one coming in. We've got an 8-3 game. Mason Hackler with a base hit. He ends up on second base on the single and the error.
Camden Estes.
Camden Estes up now. 3 runs across for Texas in this inning. Still just 1 out in the inning. Camden Estes 1 for 2, single and a strikeout. Hits this one towards short. That's going to get through into center field. They're going to wave around the runner. Now they hit the brakes and stop. And going into second is Estes. And Texas picks up another hit. No run out of it, but runners are now at second and third, down by 5. Markavian Mumphrey up now. Mumphrey 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. There's been 2 walks and 3 hits in this inning for Texas. Jalen Brooks, the on-deck hitter. South Carolina needs 2 more outs. Texas needs 5 more runs. Here's the pitch. That's high ball 1. Tell you what, if he gets a hit here and drives in these 2, this becomes very tense for South Carolina. Pitch inside, 2-0. Apparently the pitcher having issues with perspiration, so his coach fired a rosin bag out of the dugout. Two balls and no strikes. Dalton Edwards starting to feel the heat. Ball 3. Ball up, got a strike on that one. Looked a little bit low, but umplate umpire says that was a strike. Counts 3 balls and 1 strike now. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one fouled back, and now it's a full count. Markavian asking where was that pitch before. Want to know if that pitch was low or not. All right, payoff pitch time. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third for Texas. This one hit towards short. Up the arm of Shealy. 1 run scores. Second one coming across. That's going to score to make it an 8-5 ball game. 2 RBIs for Markavian Mumphrey.
Now batting in 30, Jalen Brooks.
Jalen Brooks up now. Brooks hit by a pitch and struck out. This was an 8-0 ball game when we started this inning. Jeff Howard making another trip to the mound and bringing in another pitcher. And now, guys at South Carolina infield all looking around like, I don't want that ball. Give it to somebody else. Nobody's reached out a hand, and apparently they're all walking away. Find somebody else, coach. These guys are hitting the ball now. All right, we're going to take a timeout. It's 8-5 ball game, still 1 out in the inning. We'll get a new pitcher on the mound. We'll get them warmed up, and we'll get you back to action here at the 2024 DYB World Series.
Now pitcher number 12, Jake Thompson.
All right, Jake Thompson, the new pitcher for South Carolina. He'll be the 3rd one this inning. It started with Ethan DeRosia, who basically ran out of pitches. The coach went to Dalton Edwards, and Edwards in 1/3 of an inning, 1 walk, 4 hits. And 5 runs have come across. So here's Thompson as he gets Jalen Brooks. First pitch high, ball 1. Believe it or not, if Brooks gets on, the tying run's coming to the plate. One ball, no strikes. Jake Thompson taking a look at the runner at second. Comes inside for ball 2. South Carolina may want to rethink about Milo Straninger. He went 65 pitches. He couldn't have gone any more. Well, I say that. He could have gone 20 more. This one lifted in the air. Catcher calling for it, and he'll make the play. That's Ben Wright for the 2nd out of the inning. And that's a big one. So here's Logan Biddle now.
Now batting number 10, Logan Biddle.
Biddle with a single and a ground out. Texas is down to its last out. making it interesting if nothing else. Off goes the runner. He may be in trouble. There's nobody back at the bag at second base, and Arcavian Mumphrey took off a little early and almost got himself thrown out on the bases to end this game. Ground ball, back to Thompson, gloves it, throw to first, and South Carolina survives.
That'll do it. South Carolina wins it, 8-5.
Texas picks up 5 runs in the inning. They got 2 walks and 4 hits, and they leave 1 runner on base, and that's how this game's going to come to an end. So South Carolina advances. They'll take on Georgia tomorrow at 3:15. Texas will take on Tennessee. That game scheduled for 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That'll wrap it up for our presentation of the Ozone part of our tournament today. We're going to have another game coming up. I think the majors are coming up for 1 game on this field. Zach Doty's going to bring you that bad boy, so you may want to hang around or come back for our next feed for that. I'm Chuck Zach. We'll be back with you tomorrow for round number 2, Elimination Day tomorrow, as we start wiping out teams from the Ozone World Series. You take care, and so long, everybody.